F's in the chat, boys. F's in the chat. Is that a good intro? You always know it's a good intro when I have to ask if it was a good intro. What's up, everybody? Demon back. Welcome to a brand new video. Welcome. What the heck? What's up, everybody? Demon back. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing another Godzilla Vs Kong news and updates. I've got people over. You can tell I'm interacting with them. Yeah, so because I have people over and they are staying... They're staying directly behind the wall here, so I can't be too expressive this video, but that's alright. It's kind of a downer episode anyway, so I'm not going to be doing too much like, you know, kind of a downer episode. So let's talk about one topic today only. We're only covering one topic today, and that is the delay of Godzilla vs. Kong. The movie's delayed. Now, this is something that we should have known was coming. It was reported a long time ago, back in like June or July, from Deadline. It was reported from Deadline. Came out in Deadline back in June that Warner Brothers was toying around with the idea of delaying Godzilla vs. Kong, and they wanted to focus on making the movie as good of a story as it could possibly be versus as good of a spectacle, because that's one thing that King of the Monsters came under a lot of fire for, was that the movie focused too much on spectacle rather than story, and they wanted to do a much more human-driven, or not even necessarily human-driven, but emotional story this time around. And so we should have known from a long time ago. Warner Brothers reported that they wanted to delay the movie, and Deadline reported that publicly. And now all of a sudden we have official confirmation that the movie's being delayed, and everyone's freaking out like this is the first we're ever hearing of it. Now, this was confirmed to me about a week ago. I did get a little bit of a heads up from my insiders, basically telling me that the movie was going to be delayed. I didn't get much of a reason as to why it's being delayed, but I have a few reasons that we're going to speculate on throughout this video, and we're going to talk about why it's not necessarily a bad thing that it's being delayed, because I know I've seen so many people very, very upset about, oh my god, how could the movie be delayed? I can't believe they would do this to us. They betray us. How could they do this? I'm gonna sound like a huge jerk here, but you're just coming off as very entitled. Like, they don't owe us anything. We didn't flood out to see King of the Monsters, did we? The box office, it was underperforming, right? It wasn't a disappointment, or I guess it was a disappointment. It wasn't a failure by any means. It made its money back, but it wasn't a success, like a big box office blowout either, you know? It did all right. So they don't really owe us anything. It's not like they owe us, you know? And you could say like, oh, we're the fan base, we're the ones who keep it going. No, we're not. No, we aren't. We are the fan base, but that doesn't mean we're the ones who keep it going. The ones who keep it going is everybody else. The critics and the normies, they're the ones who keep it going at the box office, and so that's what they need to focus on. We're all gonna see the movie anyways. They don't need to sell it to us, so they need to do what they need to do to get the normies interested. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people just freaking out like, how dare they delay the movie? It's not a big deal. Also, I want to mention here that a lot of people, for whatever reason, just assume that they have no faith in Godzilla vs. Kong. They say they're moving the movie back so that it will bomb. You know how retarded you are? Why on earth would a studio put money into a movie and then intentionally make that movie bomb? There is nothing they gain out of that. I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would they bomb their own movie? That would never happen. No, they're not pushing the movie back from March so that it'll do worse. They're pushing it back so that it'll do better. That's what they're doing. Let's talk about throughout this video why that is the case and why it's not something to worry about. Starting out, let's talk about the weird, like, short-term memory loss a lot of people seem to have. This is not the first Godzilla movie to be delayed. Not even recently. Godzilla 2014 got delayed. What was its original date, like 2012 or something? I don't remember, but it got delayed. Years it got delayed. Shin Godzilla, I don't think Shin Godzilla actually did get delayed. The anime movies didn't accept that City on the Edge of Battle. I reported this wrong on Instagram. City on the Edge of Battle, the US date got delayed. The Japanese date did not get delayed. But City on the Edge of Battle got delayed. King of the Monsters got delayed. It got delayed a full year. Remember that? It was originally going to come out in 2018, and then it got delayed a full year. And even Kong Skull Island got delayed in early development as well. So it's nothing to worry about. It's just a normal part of the process. You know, it is. It's not something to freak out about. I don't know why everyone's so worried about, oh my god, I can't believe the movie has been delayed. It's like, yeah, that's how movies work. Unless it's a Marvel movie, the release date's subject to change. And actually, it's a good thing that we haven't gotten promotion yet, because because had we gotten promotion promoting the March release date, and then all of a sudden they changed the release date, that would have backfired on the movie. So I'm actually in full support of no marketing at this moment, because I'm sure they have known for a while that they wanted to change the release date, and now that they've officially done it, it's like, yeah, of course, you wouldn't want to market the movie with a false release date. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Now that the release date has officially been pushed back, we can expect some marketing. Ha, that's what I'm excited for. I'm actually kind of relieved the movie's pushed back, because it gives me like a year to recover from King of the Monsters, which I'm still recovering from, so some weight off my shoulders. Okay, so the other day, yesterday, I don't know when this video is coming out, yesterday for me, the movie was officially announced as delayed. It was reported on by The Hollywood Reporter and Variety. They both reported on this, announcing that the film was in fact delayed. I will point out that the movie hasn't been delayed as much as people think. People think it's been delayed something like 8 months, right? It's been delayed from March to November. The new release date is in November of 2020. It's not really the case, because March was never really the official release date anyways. The movie was originally set to open on May 22nd, 2020. Then it was pushed up. I don't know why it was pushed up, but it was pushed up to March 13th, 2020. And now it's been pushed back again all the way to November 20th, 2020. And I've seen some confusion about the date. November 20th is the date. All the other dates are inaccurate, except the 18th is international. So it opens internationally 2 days before it opens here in America. I'm not happy about that. That pisses me off. So some reasons why they may have delayed the movie. Number one, and this is the most simple, is they just need more time to work on the VFX and to make it polished and everything. They did not give themselves an adequate amount of time to work on the film from King of the Monsters to here. So they're working on that now. They just need time to polish it. We got Weta doing visual effects. Should look amazing. It's going to be great. So that is currently one of the reasons why they pushed it back. Number two is to test out how the movie's doing. They have not had any test screenings for the film yet, so this gives them an opportunity to have those test screenings, see what people think of it, see how they're responding to it, and make changes accordingly. Number three is to give them the potential to do reshoots. It's still kind of late to be doing reshoots with the movie coming out in a year, but they have time. They could do reshoots if they need to. Number four, to give themselves an extended marketing ad campaign for the film, because of course 4 months was not adequate to do a full ad campaign for this movie. And number five is a political reason. There is a lot of tension regarding Hong Kong and China currently. That is just a fact. There's a lot of tension regarding Hong Kong specifically, and we know that the third act of Godzilla vs Kong is set in Hong Kong. Now there's no guarantee that this is going to be cleared up a full year from now in November 2020. However, it will probably be a vastly different situation than it is today. And I think that's what they're banking on, is that hopefully things will be different then than they are now. Some things people are freaked out about is competition. A lot of people seem to think that there was no competition for Godzilla vs Kong in March of 2020. There was. It was Milan. Although that movie was reported to be delayed, it all of a sudden wasn't. I guess Disney doesn't like to do delays. The movie's not delayed. It comes out March 27th. So yeah, that movie would have come out 2 weeks after Godzilla vs Kong, and I'm sure it would have done some serious damage at the box office, to say the least. Pushing Godzilla vs Kong away from Milan is a good choice, and I'll tell you why it's a better choice than the movie's current competition, which is Eternals, which also opens up 2 weeks after Godzilla vs Kong in November 2020. A lot of people are worried about Eternals is a Marvel movie. Marvel movies always dominate the box office, but that's not actually the case. Marvel movies like Ant-Man, specifically Ant-Man and the Wasp, they don't do amazing, although we do have like smash hits like Guardians of the Galaxy, which takes a franchise or property that people aren't really familiar with, they have no idea what it is, and makes it mainstream, and that's what I'm sure they're hoping to do with Eternals. You also have movies like, Ant-Man 2, which is a character that people love, and it still doesn't do great. It does all right. Not like it's a flop, but the movie did all right, didn't do great. There's always the potential that could happen. Also, here is the biggest reason why it's important for this to occur. Milan is like the Chinese movie, it's like specifically aimed at a Chinese audience. China has been the saving grace in the MonsterVerse from the start. If Godzilla vs Kong is going to be competing against Milan, which one do you think is going to win in China? It's probably going to be Milan. So pushing Godzilla vs Kong back to a Marvel movie, to the Eternals, that's probably a good idea, because the Eternals is most likely not going to do as well in China as Milan will. And so what they're probably hoping for is that the Eternals just won't do as well. Actually, Eternals, I stand corrected. The Eternals opens up 2 weeks before Godzilla vs Kong, whereas Milan opened up 2 weeks after Godzilla vs Kong. So there is still the 2-week dynamic here. It's just flipped on the reverse end of the scale. This also means that Godzilla vs Kong will probably do a little bit better than if Eternals came out afterward, because if it comes out afterward, of course, it's going to be sucking up box office from that. But of course, there is still the risk from having a movie open beforehand, where the movie opens beforehand, everyone goes and sees it, and then no one wants to go back to the theater for your movie. It's complicated. So that's the current situation. That's what we're looking at with Godzilla vs Kong, by pushing the release date back all the way to November 20th of 2020. 2020. This is the current competition that the movie's facing, is the Eternals first and foremost, and that's what we're looking at, you know, that's what we're dealing with. I think it is a huge mistake not releasing the movie in September. That's what I've been saying for a while needs to happen, is that Godzilla vs. Kong needs to be delayed till September 2020. And it's because September has proven itself to be quite the box office month lately. You know, it's been putting up quite a fight at the box office these past few years. September 2020 is also kind of becoming synonymous with horror and monsters. So having a monster movie released that month would also be a good idea. It kicks off kind of the Halloween trend and the Halloween mood. So that would be a great idea. The reason I think they didn't is because September is kind of a packed month for Warner Brothers. They have 2 movies opening up that month. They have The Many Saints of Newark and they have The Conjuring 3. Those both open up in September, which would only give them really 2 weeks to open their movie, that being September 4th, which I don't think they're necessarily wanting to do because 1 week after that would be Conjuring 3, so those movies would be in direct competition. They could go middle of the road, but then they're doing competition with The King's Man, and that's the September 8th release date, and then of course September 11th, which is The Conjuring. So that month is currently packed, and so they don't really have a place to put it. However, I just think September would have been the way to go, but they didn't really get that opportunity. I don't know why they don't go with something like August as well. They could go August 20th. I'm sure the movie would do well there. I just think that there's a better place to put the film than November. I don't think November's the best place to put the movie. So that's gonna do the first discussion for Godzilla vs. Kong's delay. I'm gonna do another video about this as well because it's kind of a big topic and there's more I want to cover with it, but I don't want to spend too long in one video talking about this. So until the next one, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. D-Man, out.